Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it, and we're going to start with North Street. So many of you know, obviously, we had some snow. We've got about, I think, 6 to 8 inches, something like that. And as most people predicted, the traffic patterns on North Street with the bike lanes and the flexi poles that they put up for protected barriers were going to be an issue. The fact that they're white, which blends in with the snow, everyone thought, how are you going to be able to see those? How is that not going to be a problem when it comes to plowing? And obviously it was. So if you haven't seen the post, it's the last post I put up right below this one, which clearly shows, I could have put a lot more photos up, but there was 15 to 20 or so of those white poles that were ripped out and plowed down. And I don't blame the individuals plowing for that at all. I don't know how they were able to be as careful as they were. Talk about making their job harder. Completely ridiculous. So the mess and the debacle on North Street continues. And for those of you that every time I've mentioned bike lanes on North Street, and I've had certain people that think I'm anti-bicyclists and anti all that. I'm not. I'm not at all. I still believe that North Street should be a destination as a downtown district, and that why didn't we choose First Street for those bike lanes? And if that wasn't going to work, why didn't we choose Center to Seymour and out that way? If North Street itself is supposed to be a destination spot, why should it be for through traffic for bicycles? It doesn't make any sense. And again, with half of our year in this type of weather, nobody understood it. Neither did I. So it's a complete mess. I don't know how the guys and girls plowing were able to do that the way they were. They did a fantastic job. And if I was behind one of those trucks plowing, I would have just taken them all out. I don't know how else they could have made the street a lot cleaner, but their job has been made considerably harder now. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. So if you haven't seen that post, check it out, or you can go up to North Street and check it out with your own eyes. And to the businesses on North Street, out of all the days for that to happen, that was Small Business Saturday, where we're really trying to encourage people to go down there and shop, and the businesses that are left on North Street. And I feel so bad for them. I mean, every obstacle that can be put in their way has been put in their way. And I really can't figure out what this administration is doing. I really can't. They're making it so difficult for people to do business on North Street. Are they trying to push people out? It seems that way. Now, I know we've got this brewery, bar room, whatever you want to call it, that's coming. That was discussed, again, I mentioned that before at the last council meeting. So that was the same council meeting where the counselors were trying to tell you that the fact that your taxes are going up due to inflation on home values, that it's a good thing. I think the mayor said something like, for only $196 a year, you get to gain all this equity in your home, which is so far from the truth. It is so far from the truth. It's based off of, I've explained this in the last video, it's based off of hyperinflation, the increase in material costs, all the things involved with building new homes slowed down tremendously new home sales and new home construction, which made the existing housing market much more desirable to potential buyers. The feds have kept interest rates so low that it opened up the floodgates for pre-existing home sales, which inflated the costs. And now the feds are getting ready to raise rates. They're going to have to, because inflation is out of control. And new home sales will start to ticker up. Lenders will start to squeeze down on, it'll be harder to get mortgages. And existing home sales and home values will start to come back down. So that 20% increase, it isn't going to be there in a year. Even the people that think that the market will take a little bit longer, there's still, some people are predicting that it will go back to the way it was. Some people are predicting 5% decrease in 2022, 10% decrease in 2023, and then stabilize after that. You're not gaining any equity in your home. You're not gaining any value. It's no different than the supply chain shortage with car parts, with new vehicles, which has inflated the cost of used vehicles. Go try to buy a pre-owned vehicle and look at how much more expensive they are. Should you be paying more in taxes on the car that you've had for 10 years because it's tougher to get a used car now? It's the same logic. You're not gaining any equity. The only way you get value out of that is if you sell your home. But then where are you going to go live? You either have to buy another home or find a rental, and they are all hyperinflated. There's no value you're gaining whatsoever. To the city councilors and to the mayor that preached that, or I should say propagated that, it's nonsense, absolute nonsense. It's just a way to artificially raise the levy ceiling and get more money out of you. That's what's happening. They had an opportunity to take money out of free cash to offset that, to take some of the burden off of the taxpayers in a time like we're facing right now, when we don't even know what's going on with this pandemic. All we keep hearing is about new variants and different things happening. They had an opportunity to take money out of that free cash or rainy day fund account, which is surplus tax revenue from the previous fiscal year, and use that to offset the increases that everyone's going to see so they can afford groceries and heating and all that. But they didn't. They used as much common sense with that as they did with North Street. And I mentioned the brewery, the bar room that's coming to North Street. That's another one where we're taking money and the city is basically publicly endorsing, sponsoring, and advertising from the floor of the city council a new bar going in that will be competing with all the other bars that we have in Pittsfield. And the difference is now they've got the city behind them. I mean, we had two of our city Councilor Pete White and Councilor Earl Persip, who kept saying it's a no-brainer, how wonderful craft beers are. And I mean, you're from the city council floor, you're advertising for another bar to come in that's going to compete with our existing bars that are already struggling. So not only are they advertising for them, we're funding it. We're giving them, I think it's $140,000 that's going to that one. I don't understand, you know, and this is, again, I said this in the last video, what I don't understand more than anything is why only 21% of the registered voters would come out. You can't get change if you don't vote. Period. You have to vote for change. That's why I'm running for mayor next time. And I know a few other people that are running, but I'm running also. And I'm running on a platform of I want to see eventually a city manager come in. It's going to take a mayor to get that on the ballot. And I want to see change. I want to see an open, honest, transparent government that communicates with the citizens and represents the citizens fairly. You know, and when you talk about, we hear things like what was going on, I think, with Eversource. And one of the counselors mentioned about taxes and them getting out of paying taxes. How about the opportunity zones in Pittsfield? How about that? I want to talk about that with some of the counselors. Tyler Street area up through North Street and part of the west side has been designated an opportunity zone. And the Opportunity Zone Act was signed in 2017 by the last federal administration. And what that allows is big corporations and developers to come in these opportunity zones. And to be an opportunity zone, you have to be, I think it's 15 to 20% poverty rate. And they can develop, do what we're seeing on Tyler Street, have rents $1,500 to $2,000 a month. But here's the key factor with these opportunity zones. They don't have to pay capital gains tax. They can avoid paying any taxes on profits. And there's economy professors and economists throughout the country who are saying that this Opportunity Zone Act is just set up for corruption and exploiting low-income communities and preying on people of color specifically, and preying on minorities. And look what you're seeing in these communities. We're taking money out of the preservation fund through community development and giving it to the developer who's going to redo the Tyler Street Fire Station, and those are going to be $1,800 a month apartments. I mean, we're funding all this on top of it, and that's in an opportunity zone. So is that going to be void of having to pay capital gains or having to pay any taxes on the profits? I'd like to talk to some of our counselors about that and see where they sit with that. And as I said during the last election, any city councilor is welcome to come on, and I will give them a fair, open discussion, as they know I always have, anytime they want to come on and discuss any of these issues. Because telling you that you just gained $18,000 on average in equity in your home, you didn't gain anything, because like I said, those home values are going to readjust. All you're doing is giving the city more money. Go try to borrow against that equity you supposedly just gained. Don't think the banks don't know that a 20% increase in 1 year is due to hyperinflation, and that won't hold. There's no real equity there. That's not organic growth. And to the bar owners that are concerned about the city backing and funding and advertising for a competing another bar from people coming outside the area into Pittsfield, look, and I'm all for somebody taking the chance and opening a business, but to have it be so unbalanced where we're paying for it, and then the city is advertising it, and I swear there was a whole section of that last city council meeting, it was like an infomercial for craft beers and for this business, how they were going to be the savior of Pittsfield. Just like the mayor during her last election told us that Wayfair she created 300 jobs just through there, that she created that. 300 jobs, right? Because Wayfair, we know, has hired 300 people. Did that really happen? Is NASA really setting up shop in Pittsfield? You know, that part of the way our politics work here has to stop. And the only way to stop it is all of you have to start paying more attention, and you have to participate in the elections. You have to vote. You can make change. Think of how upset many of you are about what has happened on North Street, or how your taxes are going up, or all these things that are happening. When the mayor was out dancing in the park, was she dancing in the park really because she just got another pay raise? What was she dancing for? Was she dancing for the new Opportunity Zone Act and how all these people are going to reap huge profits off of our low-income communities? I don't know. People have to pay attention. I am upset about this because I see the things going on, and I'll be covering more of that. And again, to any of the city councilors who want to come on and discuss that, you're more than welcome to anytime, and I will give you an honest, open, fair discussion. I will listen to what you have to say, period. As far as the volunteer groups, I'm putting together another one where we're going to be shoveling sidewalks. Unfortunately, I had a family crisis that took place the night before Thanksgiving, which has really been awful for me personally, and I wasn't able to get anything together, and I'm just now starting to reorganize some stuff. But I will be back on that, and I will get those sign-up sheets up. I'm working on the website. The business tour with our Pittsfield businesses, I'm starting this week. And so there's quite a few that I've already scheduled with that I'm excited about those, because Christmas sales and holiday sales are huge, and I want to make sure that our businesses that aren't necessarily on North Street or going to be advertised and promoted by our city councilors actually get some exposure that they deserve, because we don't have a very active Chamber of Commerce here. We don't have very active business groups. That's why when I helped and I suggested putting together a restaurant owners association, I'm not sure what happened with that, but I'm going to get back on that. I want to have a bar owners association, a retail owners association. I want to help organize all that and help advertise for them, because it's about bringing community together. It really is. It's about businesses working with each other so everyone prospers. It's about organizing events in the community to bring people together to start building community again. The last 6 years or so under this administration, and I hate to say it, but I've seen nothing but fighting on that city council, and I've seen the lack of community spirit. It's went away. It's been squashed. And it just is horrible, and it's time to start turning that around. So that's another thing. That's why I push so hard for all these. And I do have my fundraiser up. I do 2 fundraisers a year, one in late summer and one right around this time of year, and I'll leave it up through December. I know it's a tough year for everybody. Anything helps with that, $5, $10, anything. It helps me to be able to continue this page and continue to, the more money that I get in there, the more things I can add to it. But it's the only way I can continue this. It doesn't just help. It's really the only way I can do this is through the generosity of all of you. And I know some people have suggested that I put up a Patreon account or something like that. Right now, the way I've done it is 2 GoFundMes a year. So if you see it and there's anything you can help out with, again, no amount is too small, and obviously no amount is too large, but anything does help. So that's it for now. I'll be kicking off the business tour this week and a bunch more stuff coming up. So everyone stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.